Yesterday and today about this conference, Campaigns for Justice conference being run by the GMB here in Liverpool. We've obviously covered Michael's story, Michael Tarrager, who was horrifically sexually abused in care, and we've just met Ken Loach, who actually started to cry when I told him the story of Michael Tarrager, which is all in his book. But Alan's here, and I thought it was very important that we spoke to Alan because he's got a very similar story to Michael's. And you were at Beecham. Tell us very briefly, kind of, because the conference is about to come back after lunch, so we're just having a very quick live chat now, Alan.
So I went to Beecham at 6 years of age, but I was in and out of care from 2 years of age. So they called it respite care, in and out home, back into children's homes. But Beecham was where I was abused. I was kind of like physically abused at home by my father by being beaten with a leather belt and strap, and I used to hide under the table. And then I went to Beecham at 6. The judge asked me if I'd like to go to the seaside, and at 6 years of age, and I'd never been to the seaside, so I said yes, and they put me in an abusive children's home called Beecham in Banstead, Surrey. And I went into a house called Laburnum, and I was running up and down the avenue looking for the sea, because everybody told me it was by the seaside. And then I was abused in there by women, parents, and they used to scrub you in the bath with a floor scrubbing brush, wash you with carbolic soap, put it in your mouth, touch you in the bath. I was abused in the dormitory by one of the staff, Audrey Wilson. Grace Robinson was the house mother of that house. Went to Larch House. I was beaten really badly by fists by one of the staff. Ian McNeil was the house parent of that house, and he used to beat you, he used to grab hold of you, lock you in strangleholds, push you up against cupboards and rub up against you. And he used to bath some of the children as well. And he was bathing children up to the age of 11 and 12. But this abuse went on from there to other houses. So while I was in Beecham for 11 years, I was in 4 houses, and 3 of the houses I was abused in every one of them.
What I would like to say is, you've mentioned a few people there. What we should say, this is a live broadcast. If any of them that you've mentioned are still alive and want to contact me with any other evidence, we've got to put that forward as well. But what I would say to you, Alan, is you went through horrific abuse in care, and we've got to get your story out as well.
Yeah.
So, we're going to look at publishing your book on independently too, which we can do now. And it's about, what I'm about is showing people that how they can bypass the mainstream media and get their story out there. So we've got faith, we've got hope, and you're starting to publish some of the chapters of your book
yes.
on Facebook. So please, is that the best place to follow you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. You can do it now. I've just reopened my Twitter account as well.
Brilliant. So we're on Twitter again, and we'll make sure we try and tag you so people can follow you on Twitter as well. So it's really, really important that we get this message across. It's not just Michael Tarrager. There are so many victims of sexual abuse, historic sexual abuse, but it's also going on today. Obviously, we've mentioned John Wedger, who very recently tried to expose child prostitution, rather child abuse within children's care homes in central London. And I was watching the Margaret Oliver documentary, BBC Three, Three Girls on the BBC. What really struck me about that was it's still going on today. I believe it probably is still very much going on today. There's certain parts of the country that haven't been exposed. John Wedger we're talking sort of the mid to late 2005 to 2010. As far as I'm aware, that hasn't really been exposed, and he was threatened and bullied to stay silent. So although we've got cases like yourselves where we're campaigning for justice for you in the past, we want to make sure it doesn't happen again.
But when I read Michael's book, I just brought me to tears. And I thought, bad memories for me. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You've got to do something, Alan. You've got to do something.
Sorry.
You've got the chance now to get your story out there, yeah? Yeah? Thank you for talking to me.